Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Claiming Your Success Conversations with Caroline and Sabrina. And today we are joined by a very special guest, Miss Lena Gill, who is a very close friend of mine, but she's also a lawyer. She's also a serial entrepreneur. And she is just, she's got so much good to share with this community from her own personal experiences of her entrepreneurial journey, of the career she's carved out for herself against so many odds, as well as the growth process that she's been on, the personal transformation process she's been on. There's just so much that we're going to dive into in this conversation with our friend Lena. So Lena, will you introduce yourself to our community and just give us a little something?
Oh my gosh, after that intro, wow, I'm good. I'm good here now.
She's like, great, keep giving me the accolades.
Sabs, you can keep talking. I'm good. So yes, all know my name, and I've got two businesses. I'm a lawyer. I like to call myself a debater, a professional debater.
I think that tracks.
Yeah. When I was studying, it was fighter as I was studying. So that's a little bit about myself. And I'm actually going to come in with a question for you both.
Oh,
okay.
Yes. Okay, let's go.
Okay, so I have a perspective of your gift. Caroline, I've listened to you on the podcast, and I know you, Sabs. So I wanted to know, what is your perspective of your gift that you give to others?
Gift.
And everyone else at home listening can think about this too.
Love this question.
As in, like, what do I think I give to others, or how people? You need to break that down for Caroline. Sometimes Caroline needs it dumbed down.
Sort of like, like some people are just so nurturing that when you're not feeling well, you can have that friend that you call up, and they're going to bring, that thing that.
So what do we see is our gift?
Yes.
Okay. Caroline, you go.
You know why it's hard? Because to me, right, I just see it as me being me. So when people are like, for example, my run club, I literally had it yesterday with one of my guys that comes, and he's like, thank you so much, Caroline, for doing this for us, I really appreciate it. And then I'm like, you're welcome. But then in my head, it's like, what have I done? All you've done is come and run with me, And then if anything, I just shared a couple of obstacles I've been through the week, and you're still so seeing me show up for what I'm prioritizing. So it's like sometimes I do get confused, Lena, right? Even just having a conversation with someone and they're like, thank you so much, Karen, I needed it. Sometimes I'm like, what did I do though? I just told you what I would like to hear if I was in that position, and what I feel would get me through that. So it's like sometimes I'm like, what's so special about me, because I'm just like everyone else. Does that make sense?
What I'm hearing from that, Caroline, is that how I kind of break that down is that your gift is that you create spaces for people to feel seen and safe and heard in.
That's exactly
that's what I took from that.
That's what I wrote down from listening to your podcast, and that you have this instantaneous, what other people do, a feeling of love and joy. So your core comes from like, there's a cheerleader for me and I don't even know her.
That's what I do.
What a great question and lead in here. This is so good, because like like Caroline is saying, I was never clear about what it was that was so different, or what I was actually doing. And sometimes not having that clarity, it makes it hard to continue showing up in the ways that people need. But when you know what it is that you bring to the table, and it's like, now I know what it is, I can double and triple down on that and actually like expand that. That's so cool. I love that.
Yes.
Gosh. My gift. I think maybe my vulnerability, just the fact that I'm not afraid to show people the shit show that has been my journey and my process, and being very transparent about the good, the bad, and that really, really ugly of what this process takes. I think that just having that empathy and that compassion for the struggle, but not allowing it to be an excuse, and knowing that that's what it's taken for me to get out of the holes that I've been in, being able to empower other people to believe that they're not stuck where they are either. I don't know. Does that sound? I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. I think you're being somewhat humble too. You
Trust
have
me,
this
I agree there, Lena.
you have this incredible power in when you talk to somebody, relate to somebody, you bring out the best in that person,
Mhm.
even when you don't know them. Someone can get off the telephone with you, off a conversation with you, and just feel so much more empowered about who they are as a person. And you just do that naturally. You always have.
Well, I received that. I know that makes me feel really good, and it helps kind of like solidify. It's almost like, we were talking with Moira when we had that conversation, Caroline, when she was talking about the whispers, right? It's
Mm.
like getting those signs from the universe and those little whispers that you're doing the right thing, you're on the right path. Just getting that affirmation from you, Lena, and then Caroline agreeing. It's like, okay, like how I'm showing up that's all I need to do, is just continue to do that. And I think, Lena, this is such a great way to start this conversation, because I think it highlights that so many of us are so worried that we're not enough, right? Like that's been a theme of all of our guests.
Mhm.
Like when we've asked them, what's one little nugget that you want to share with our community? They've all said something along the lines of just keep going. You are enough. Be you, like some
Yeah.
variation of that. And I think just what you've highlighted here with these questions, Lena, is that what is innately within us is beautiful, and it's enough for what it is that we're trying to accomplish, what it is we're out here trying to achieve. And for anybody's listening who doubts that what they have within them is enough to create the life that they're wanting, like stop doubting that, because there's things about you
Right.
that are just, that's all that you need.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I think it's also tapping into that your gift. So it's knowing your gift, because we're all so different. Me wanting to do what you do might not be for me. You know, it we can all desire a certain life, but it doesn't mean I have to follow your path or what you do. And I may not be successful at that because it's me trying to going against the grain of perhaps how I work, who I am, what I really, truly want, and what gift I have to give to others. And I think that comes with growth too, because you really get to know yourself. I'm really starting to dislike the word growth because it's like a click word right now. It's a
Just
great
like
positive word,
Caroline,
yeah.
Caroline wanted to dismantle side hustle. I don't like alignment anymore, and Lena is against growth. I love it. Lena, I have a question for you. I want to throw this back at you. Actually, I want to know the answer to your gift, but not yet. Maybe in a minute. The question I have for you that just popped into my head that I think is vital is what would somebody need to understand or know about you to understand the version of Lena that exists on this conversation today?
Mm.
Mm, that my whole life I have believed, one, absolutely anything is possible. I was I was told by a social worker that I can do anything, and one of my teachers. And I wrote that down all the time. And at any time I would have doubt, I believe anything's possible. But through my journey, I've taken my adversity and used it, sometimes very subconsciously. I went into foster care when I was 15, and then the system in England was such that you're about to turn 16, like, oh, there were no foster families that wanted
Aged
at
out
that
of the
time,
system.
yeah, take me in. And so I spent a lot of time in my life using that adversity to do more and be better. So there were times when I felt I wasn't accepted. So I would work and work on that. And whilst sometimes that's not a great thing, because you're trying to fill a cup of feeling accepted yourself when it's something that people around you have told you perhaps you're not. But through that, I had so many angels and so many great friends that accepted me before I could accept myself. And so I say that because I think that in doing all of those things, I really truly got to know myself. Yeah.
I love that. I think it's so beautiful to know what could come from adversity and really hard times. And that's another thing. Wouldn't you agree, Caroline, that we've seen from our guests too, of people that you wouldn't like, you see their poised version of themselves today, the accolades, the life they've created for themselves today. And then they come out with something about their past and you're like, wait, what? Like just hearing that Lena was in foster care, like you wouldn't have ever equated that origin story with the version of the person that you see today. But that's the power in not allowing your story to be your upper limit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's very, I think that adversity is such that, for me, for example, everybody was like, you're just going to be this statistic. You're going to be that. And my personality is such that, screw you.
No.
That isn't happening. That isn't happening. And I just believed that the hardship of the journey has been such that it is on me to make my life so great. I cannot have gone through all of this to then go and sit in my own shit. Like, we cannot do that. Pardon my French, people.
No, I think
Can we swear on
beautifully
this?
said. Well, yeah. I mean, when it's to highlight a point like that,
Yeah.
absolutely.
How's your journey now?
Say again.
How's your journey now? Like, how is your, like, how is it? How, like, what's your day to day like? What do you do now? How's your journey now compared to how it was?
Well, I'm entering into a little new phase. I still have my lawyer business, lawyering on the side. My husband and I have a business too, but I'm going back to school, and I'm looking to start something new. It's still in the making. I'm going through a lot of changes with
Mm.
that. And I'm still very, very new to this journey of like, I'm part-time back at school. I'm like, what am I doing? Am I going through a midlife crisis? But it feels good. It's tapping into my creative side. And I think that's really, really important for me at this stage in my life, to find the creative side of me and bring that to light. I know it's very important because 3 years ago, there were some traumatic events with some fires. And what followed that in those 3 years was a need, not like just, oh, we need to talk about healing and we need to get something. It was like a core, like you have to do something. And through that journey, I found that I need to tap into a creative side of me to further heal myself. And then my competitive self with myself was like, oh, well, I can do that, but I'm gonna do it big. So more to come.
I love that.
Ooh.
And the thing that I heard from that too was it kind of sparked in my mind a conversation that I had recently with people about masculine versus feminine energies, right? And you were talking about this need to tap into your creative side to like support your healing process. And that is more of a feminine energy. And like anyone listening who doesn't like read about energy work or do energy work, I almost hate that masculine and feminine are called masculine and feminine because we think it's male or female. I like get rid of the male or female connotation and really just think about the energy. Like masculine energy is assertive and goal driven and doing the things and we're in it. And feminine energies are more nurturing and creative and collaborative and community based and all that kind of stuff, right? So when you're saying about tapping into your creative energy to further expand your healing, that said to me that it's tapping more into that feminine energy because as a lawyer, I feel like you live in your masculine a lot, right? And that lack of balance, especially for a female operating in her masculine energy a lot, that can cause nervous system dysfunction and kind of that feeling of being unsettled and not quite fulfilled in the right ways. And so I love that you're kind of giving yourself that space to lean into that feminine a little bit more, because that is nervous system kind of regeneration and kind of regulation that you need. And I only bring that up because I think for so many women who are goal oriented and career driven, and we've talked about being what's that word we've used a lot this season, Caroline? Ambitious.
Ambitious.
Like all of that, women that are driven that way, we tend to operate in our masculine energy a lot. And that can cause a lot of like just not things not feeling right. And Caroline, yeah, she
Discomfort.
clocked on. Yeah, Caroline clocked on when
Yeah.
you said about feeling.
You know,
Yeah, well,
what come to me today was I do like a monthly meetup, Lena, called Network and Work, where it's a community where people can come. We meet once a month. You know, we work on our entrepreneurial journeys together. We stick to our goals. We come each month, make sure we stuck to it and all of that jazz. And it's what you're saying now. October's been hard. Been go, 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 go. Today was the Network and Work. Last night, it was like, Caroline, you you should probably cancel this event because you've been doing a lot, right? And you need some time. When I looked at how many people were coming, it was the two OGs, so the originals, and they're not just community like members; they're like people I would then call my long-term friends. So it didn't just seem like today we was working; it was actually no, we were coming together to have the girlfriend hangout. And exactly what you said, it was needed just to have that
Mm,
balance, to have that
yeah.
creativity, to get that spark again, because even the week's been tough. So knowing that I was just going just a couple of hours to be with them and to switch off fully was 1000% needed. And just echoing what you said, Sabrina, because you're so right. So right. Balance.
Mm.
Yeah, we need it.
It's so necessary. It's so necessary. Do you see that in yourself, Lena, like that operating in your masculine a lot and how that can throw things off?
oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm at school right now and I'm sat next to a 21-year-old, and there's going up 20 years, 20 plus almost. Okay, we'll just be real. It's like 22 years difference, okay? And I'm like, I don't feel that. I don't feel that. I sat down, like, and we were doing introductions a few weeks ago, and she was like, guess I'm the baby of the group. And then it was me, and I was like, actually, maybe I'm the baby of the group. I am the baby of the group. And she was like, looking at me. She's looking at me. Oh, are you? Oh,
You're like,
okay, no,
yes.
I'm not. No, I'm not. All right, okay. But the thing with that is she sat next to me and it was starting to irritate me. She's so lovely, but she was starting to irritate me because she is so fast with technology. I'm not. I'm not liking technology. And I was like, okay, you're just really annoying. She's like, done. And I'm starting to really feel like a grandma because, 10 minutes later, I'm like, well, which drive does it go in? What do you mean? And she's just sort of looking at me like, what? So I'm watching her and I get really frustrated and I think, you know what? I've got to move. I've got to move. I
Mm.
can't be next to her. And I thought about it and I thought, why would I move from that discomfort when she is teaching me so much? It's so
Mm.
uncomfortable. It's so uncomfortable. And I'm getting irritated. And I'm starting to, when I get irritated, I'm just like, ugh, everything's like
Get out of
enough or
here.
too much. Yeah. And I think, no, I need to sit in that. I need to sit next to her because she is teaching me quite a lot. And the reason I mention that is because we talk a lot about our energy and protecting our energy, protecting our peace. And I think that's very important. But I think sometimes I know for myself we go too far. Like, should we just shut the blinds, shut the door, close it all off? Hey, I'm Zen.
Mm, mm.
I'm not dealing with anyone. I'm not dealing with that discomfort. No, I'm good. I don't need to know how to figure out that new phone or whatever it is. And it's like, no, check yourself, lean into that discomfort. That is okay energy. Um, and
But
so
that's
I
what most
think
people
it's
do, though. That's what most people
mm,
do, isn't it? They get that discomfort. We've talked about this a lot this season as well, like the start of an entrepreneurial journey or the start of something new. Somebody that is not an entrepreneur but decide that they're going to go back to school at 40, right? They start that thing and then it's uncomfortable. So they're like, okay, clearly this isn't for me. It doesn't feel
Mm.
aligned, all of
right,
that.
right.
And that's most people's response, which is why most people don't live the lives that they actually want to live. They're not living lives that are of their own creation intentionally, is because they're always running away from the hard thing.
Mm, yeah, yeah, that's really true. But it's also identifying that. So, uh, are you chasing like, and that comes back to the gift part of recognizing what our gift is. Are we chasing somebody else's dream? Are we comparing ourselves to somebody else? Um, that that isn't that God-given gift within us, you know? Find what it is, and that's such a bigger guidance to our own true happiness and that true feeling of peace, you know? I think sometimes we fall into comparing ourselves.
Mhm.
Well, why are you comparing yourself to someone that's nothing like you? You're not going to find anyone on this planet that's anything like me, you, Caroline. It's just not going to happen. But yet we compare ourselves, and then we feel that we need to live and fulfill a life or a business or a career path based on somebody, what they're doing, you know?
Or have their exact gift.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like I could look at Caroline and be like, oh, I wish I could just be the way that she is, so outgoing and just like joy filled in a room of people all the time. And then I could go and try and manufacture that, and it wouldn't come off the same way because it would be manufactured.
Mm.
People can feel
Mm-hmm.
that, right? It wouldn't be genuine. So people will be like, who's that annoying chick? Like, get the F out of the way. Whereas Caroline showing up like that, it has the opposite effect because that's her natural state of being. And I think that's what happens when people compare. And the reason why comparison then steals your joy, it steals your ability to achieve what it is you're after, because you're showing up in that inauthentic energy. And so that's why people give up, because they're like, oh, I can't do that. Yeah, because you're trying to be like somebody else. Lean into what makes you you. So what is that for you, Lena? I would love to push back that gift question to you. Yeah. What do
Megan,
what
did
do
we
you
hear the answer?
see?
She
Yeah, I didn't
said,
hear your
she said,
answer.
Is
What is
that,
your
Caroline?
gift?
What's that, Caroline? Caroline, can I just pocket you up and just take you with me?
I'm going to be like,
Love it so much. Selena, what's your gift?
I think it comes back to that I believe anything is possible. And I think for others, I do everything I can to people around me to push that anything is possible. And I think it's just having a lot of belief in people. I really do believe so much in other people that sometimes, look at me talking about my gift. Sometimes I get annoyed. This is my gift. I get annoyed with people.
I get
That's my gift.
irritated by people.
I think we all do know. Especially when we know they have it in them and they don't do what they need to do.
Right. And that I think sometimes people fall into this, but life hasn't been this way. Life hasn't been that way. You've had it different. It's been like this for me. And I really truly believe that, yeah, there's some people that have had more hardships, a lot more grief, just so many things, and there's others that haven't. And sometimes you're like, well, okay, so things are going. This is like, seems like you came from this great family. I don't understand what it is that's stopping you in becoming. So I really don't put it on to people's hardships, because we're all going to have some kind of hardship, every single person. And for some reason there's a blockage of that self-belief. The level of hardship can be huge, small, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Small, big, there's people can there's just that blockage there. And so I really try to let people know that what I believe in, in what they can do. And I want to heal. I want to heal people.
I heard somebody say once, they said, I heard somebody say once, they said, your ability to heal the world is directly limited by your ability to heal yourself. And I think that is such a beautiful underscore of why we do the work that we do, right? It's why we continue to work on ourselves, why we continue to work on our growth, why we continue to work on our own healing. Because if we truly believe in better for our world, better for our communities, better for the people that we mentor and we coach and we have in our ecosystem, then our ability to help them reach their next level is limited by our ability to continue to reach our next level. So, what you were just saying there, Lena, I think is so beautiful, because it just reminds me that even when it gets hard, even when we have those hard days, hard weeks, hard Octobers, Caroline, like when we have those hard seasons, it's like, if I'm really, like, if I'm being truthful and honest that this is my purpose, then I have to keep going. I have to keep going, because my ability to, like, somebody else's growth or healing or transformation or success not directly lies in my hands, because I can't do it for them. They have to do it, right? But my ability to influence them or impact them into the change they want to make, that depends on me doing what I need to do for myself first. And I think when we are so heart-centered, as many female entrepreneurs are, we're so heart-centered, sometimes we have to remember that we have to double and triple down on giving to ourselves in the ways that we need, because that is what is going to be the limit for us being able to help others.
Yeah.
But
I
really love
totally.
this conversation. What should I got another question?
When we have those contemplative pauses, I always think it's so good, because it's like, yeah, we'll just let that breathe for a second.
No,
Just let that sit.
literally. Like I've just loved this whole conversation, to be honest. But Lena, you said you had another question. We got time. We got time.
Okay. Okay. So we can. I was going to
Quick
do a
fire.
fun one.
Yeah.
Do you believe in regrets?
No. Like, do I regret? Probably missed opportunities. Not. I wouldn't see it as regrets. I don't think I'd use the word regret. Maybe I know people would want to, but then I feel like everything happens for a reason, right? It just depends on where your mindset's at when you use that word. So I would say missed opportunities. I believe that we miss opportunities, but then I do believe that then as long as we recognize and then continue to work hard, grow, develop, we will get a more greater opportunity that will lie ahead. So probably what I would see it as. Yeah, like with my tennis, for example, Lena, I could have been something if my mindset was how it is now when I was younger. I don't see it as, oh, I regret not having that because I didn't know. So I see it as, missed opportunity, hence why I lean in so heavily in what I'm doing now. Yeah.
Such a good perspective. I love that. So
Yeah.
good. For me, I think I do regret some version, like not even versions of myself from my past, but like ways in which I handled certain situations or did certain things when I was younger and knew no better. Like Caroline said, like the version of me that exists today would never have behaved that way, responded that way, whatever. So yes, I have regret over that, but in exactly how Caroline just articulated it, it's more of the ability to see it for what it was and be like, okay, that is further fuel or ammunition for why I continue to do what I'm doing to grow beyond those kinds of behaviors or those kinds of responses. Because the better I get at being able to handle life, right? So we're not going backwards into those places. So I do believe in regrets, but I think it's knowing how to move forward from them is
Mm.
is the key thing, right? Is you either get stuck there or you allow it to be the thing that helps you transform and change. What about you, Lena?
I love both of those because I'm leaning on both your answers. Really, for me, I did for a really long time, and then it's funny. Everyone's perspective. I realized that I link regret to a level of forgiveness too. So, um, you know, my regret of not not doing, or for instance, staying in a marriage that was really really unhealthy for me for far too long, then it just was not good for me. I linked like that level of regret that I had for staying with that person with for not forgiving myself for
Being there.
Yeah.
being in that situation, staying there for maybe a day too long, an hour too long, whatever it was. So I'd say no, because the perspective I have with that forgiveness to the side of it, and just that it, it's not healthy to live back there.
Agreed.
Where's that
It's not
taking?
healthy to live back there. Yeah. I love that perspective actually of the forgiveness piece, because when you're holding on to regret, it is that you're holding on to some kind of wrongdoing, like feeling of wrongdoing, or you're blaming yourself or blaming somebody else and waiting for them to apologize, or waiting for yourself to whatever. And I think that attachment, like when you can have true forgiveness, then regret almost withers away with it too. I think that's such a beautiful perspective. I love that. Oh gosh, this has been so good. And the time has gone. I just looked up and saw it was 35. Like the time has gone by so fast. I can't even believe it. What an like soul giving conversation.
That I was trying to think of the
Right?
word, and that I think that is the word, like soul giving. That was so well. I was just on like a mini journey together, you know. This conversation. I don't know. It's weird. It's been such a really weird, but such a great conversation. Like, oh, this is gonna get
Really,
so much from
really
this. Even
brilliant.
like the questions you asked us, it will be they can then answer it for themselves too. You know, a little think like a mastermind session, little mastermind session, kind of like, weren't
Yes.
it?
Yes. Yeah, it was. I
Good.
love it.
Like there's so much there, and then I'm just thinking like. What would you? Is there anything you'd like to sign off with this episode? Like anything to say? Saying this, and I'm thinking you've already said so much, Lena. What more can you give?
What's
Right.
one last little nugget you want to leave our listeners with?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. One one thing I think that has helped me is, especially if you're going through a really, really tough time, you're always going to be okay. Remember that. You're always going to be okay because you've been through tough times before and you saw it out. So that would be it. You're always going to be okay.
Thank you for that. I needed to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Caroline, you
Same.
needed to hear that. I know you did.
Needed it. She
Yeah,
knew. She came
she
to
knew.
school us.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Lena, so much for
Thank you.
your generosity, of your
Mhm.
time and your energy and your wisdom. Oh my gosh, such a great
Oh, thank you.
conversation.
You two are
So good.
absolute brilliant. You really are. And like I said, I mean, you both bring out the very, very best in people. It's a privilege to be here. So thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Lena can come back. Lena can come back every damn day. I love it. Thank you so much,
Oh,
guys.
thank
Have
you.
a listen, give the episode a thumbs up, share it. I know a ton of people get so much out of hearing this little back and forth we've had today. And until next time, have a great day. Bye, guys.